Hey everybody, Will Fleming of 1 Kilo here. Everybody's favorite meathead, Dane Miller, posted a takedown of velocity-based training. And today I'm here to tell you why Dane is way off the mark. My first issue with Dane's article is the title itself, velocity-based training. Holy grail or hoax?
They've referenced it as though it's a holy grail that's gonna get you to hit those big PRs. You've gotta do velocity-based training, otherwise you're never gonna increase your total on the platform.
It's neither. Velocity-based training falls squarely in the middle. It's a good thing for your training, but it's not the holy grail. Nobody worth anything is portraying velocity to be the holy grail, and it's definitely not a hoax. It is beneficial to what you're doing. Dane is trying to create a false dichotomy to make you click on the article.
So we can then utilize it to replace percentage-based training. That feedback starts to get interesting. We start to see that the priority is beating that machine, right? We want to have this fast bar speed, and that bar speed is everything. And if we are not moving rapidly, then we understand that we might have a fatigued nervous system.
Velocity is a perfect replacement for percentage-based training. Percentage-based training has so much variation from day to day. Jovanovic in 2014 showed that percentage-based training can have a variation of 18% on either side. So one day that you're programmed to take 80% in the weight room, it may feel like 98% or it may feel like 62%. 98% is gonna crush you on that day, and 62 is not gonna be nearly enough. But if you take a velocity that's roughly around 80% on a given day, that will be true, and that will be the exact stimulus that you want. So you should try to replace percentages with velocity if you're capable.
It can replace coaching feedback.
Velocity does not replace coaching feedback. It is only assistive to coaching feedback. I always say that velocity is not the coach in the room. Velocity is another coach in the room. So that velocity is just giving the coach another pair of eyes. So we're not looking to replace the feedback. We're trying to assist the coach in giving feedback. We also know that this feedback is one of the most powerful cues that you can give an athlete. From Badillo's work, we see that velocity, by giving the cue of velocity, we improve strength gains in our athletes, right? Just by teaching them how to move faster and hit target speeds, we get better strength gains. There's a study from Nagata, by just the immediate feedback of velocity on a single rep will improve performance on the next rep. So we're talking about one of the most powerful cues that a coach can have, but they don't go by themselves. A coach uses these cues to help the athletes succeed.
The whole goal of velocity-based training is that it is this new aspect of auto-regulation.
Velocity is a great means for auto-regulation. A recent study, even in 2020, from Durrell showed that velocity-based training was superior to percentage-based training for performance in jump height and strength gains in the bench press. So velocity, and that was over only 6 weeks. So velocity-based training is a great method because it is objective. Each day, the velocity of an athlete, that velocity profile that Dane talks about, that is constant. The athlete's minimum velocity at a 1 rep max will be the same if it's 200 kilos or 100 kilos, because that is what the athlete is capable of moving. So that is a constant, whereas weight and percentage and all those things, those are gonna fluctuate with every single testing day.
And the best cyclists do not. And it always came back to when I'd sit down, hey, Hugo, why aren't you using the Tendo? Why aren't you using GymAware? And the biggest thing was, I know what I need to beat. I need to beat here. I don't need to beat a machine. And I know my body better than the machine knows my body, and he's the best cyclist on the Canadian sprint cycling team. And I think that goes a long way.
If you read Dane's article, one of the stories he points out is about a world championship level cyclist who rejects the idea of using velocity-based training that the rest of his team does, and he's so good because he can feel the bar. He doesn't need it. But that's just setting up this one singular case and trying to justify that for everybody else. We've all heard the story of Wayne Gretzky, the greatest hockey player who's ever lived, never lifted a weight in his life. He said he would never touch a weight because it was horrible for him. Should we listen to that advice of Wayne Gretzky? Or should we accept the fact that probably none of us are as talented as Wayne Gretzky, and we should take every advantage possible to train smarter and train harder? So velocity-based training isn't going to replace your coach, it's going to help your coach. And remember, velocity is not going to replace the coach, and nor should we try to replace the coach with velocity. Velocity is another coach. It should assist you if you're a remote athlete. It should assist your coach if you're training in a facility with a coach. And just remember also that when we train with velocity, we're not taking velocity and unlocking some secret formula of training that looks unlike regular smart training. We are just doing regular smart training with better information. Thanks everyone for watching. Please subscribe and like my channel, like this video, share, and comment below and tell me what you think about velocity-based training.